Hey guys, I've got another Digimon video for tonight. This is going to be on Sakuyamon, a deck that I have had on the channel before. However, I just haven't had really the time to update it in a while. Sakuyamon has gotten some new support since its initial introduction, well, full introduction in EX3. It got some stuff immediately after in BT10. I was meaning to do a video on it then, however, I just didn't have the time for it at the time. And it has also recently gotten stuff in EX4, however, it took a little bit of time to get some of the EX4 stuff. So now I finally have a video update for Sakuyamon. Let's begin. We'll start off with the Sakuyamon specific egg. This is Viximon. This has the inheritable effect of your turn once per turn. When you use an option card with a cost of 2 or more, you draw 1 card. Pretty nice and simple. It can also be used in other decks, yellow decks besides Sakuyamon, since, well, there's a lot of option cards that are 2 or more. But again, this works best in Sakuyamon because a lot of your options are like that. And you will be using a lot of option cards in this deck, as it encourages it. Of course, we've got 4 copies of the EX2 Renamon. This is one of your searchers. It has the on-play effect of reveal the top 4 cards of your deck. Add up to 1 card with Cubimon, Taomon, or Sakuyamon in its name, and 1 Rika no Naka among them to your hand. Place the remaining at the bottom in any order. Very nice and simple. It's your searcher for the deck, and then it has the inheritable effect of your turn once per turn. When you would use an option card with a cost of 2 or more, you gain 1 memory. Very nice. And a lot of the effects are like that in this deck that revolve around when you use option cards of 2 or more, or the cost of 2 or more. We have another Renamon. This is the BT10 Renamon. It is also a searcher, but this one searches for the top 4 cards of your deck. Add up to 1 option card with plug-in in its name and 1 yellow tamer among them to your hand. You place the rest at the bottom of your deck in any order, and then it has a different inheritable effect of that being your turn once per turn. When you would use an option card with a cost of 2 or more, one of your opponent's Digimon gets minus 2k DP for the turn. Again, like how I said in the Shine Greymon deck, 2k at first might not sound like much, but it adds up through effects. That is it for that one. We have 1 more Renamon. This is from EX4. This is a special Renamon. As you can see, it is yellow and blue. This one can Digivolve for 0 on top of a Viximon, aka the egg. However, if you evolve it on a regular level 2 that is yellow or blue, you have to pay 1 for the cost. However, you don't have to worry about that here, as your egg is Viximon. It has another on-play effect, this one being, until the end of your opponent's turn, 2 of your opponent's Digimon with 4,000 DP or less can't attack. Pretty nice. And then it has another, well, it has an inheritable effect, your turn once per turn. When you use an option card with a cost of 2 or more, gain 1 memory. Essentially the same inheritable effect as this Renamon from EX2. Very nice. We've got Cubimon. This is also a searcher, but it's on Digivolving. When Digivolving, you reveal the top 3 cards of your deck. Add up to 1 option card with plug-in in its name among them to your hand. You place the remaining cards at the bottom in any order. Nice and simple. And then it has the inheritable effect of your turn once per turn. When you use an option card with a cost of 2 or more, one of your opponent's Digimon gets minus 2k DP for the turn. Again, that adds up. we have a very nice card, a card that I really think Sakuyamon desperately needed. This is Yokomon, or Yukomon. This can digivolve for 2 on top of a Renamon, and it also has a first effect is the name of this Digimon / card is also treated as Cubimon. So even though it has a different name, you can still search for it with this Renamon. And again, there's Digimon that matter that you have to evolve over for Cubimon. So that does matter, and then its actual effect is on play and when digivolving. Until the end of your opponent's turn, one of your Digimon gains blocker. Very nice. Sakuyamon desperately needed its own dedicated blocker. It also has the inheritable effect of your turn once per turn. When you use an option card with a cost of 2 or more, one of your opponent's Digimon gets minus 2 KDP for the turn. If you have a lot of these effects out, that again really adds up, and you can take out quite a few Digimon, as you can spread this effect out. Or, well, you can, with all the various DP reduction effects, you can spread them out, and that can help you take out multiple Digimon. We have one more Cubimon. This has the when digivolving effect. You may activate one of the effects below. Return one option card with plug-in in its name from your trash to your hand, or by trashing one option card with plug-in in its name from your hand, you draw 2 cards. Both very good effects, and both will help you in different situations when you need it. And it has no inheritable effect. We have Taomon. This has the when digivolving effect. You may play 1 Rika from your hand without paying its memory cost. This is great, as it lets you play your dedicated tamer for free. And then it has the inheritable effect of, well, more or less the same inheritable effect as almost every other Digimon in this deck has. When you use an option card with a cost of 2 or more, one of your opponent's Digimon gets minus 2 KDP for the turn. Nice and simple. We have Domon. This can digivolve for 3 on top of a Cubimon. This Digimon's name is also treated as Taomon. It has the on play and when digivolving effect. Return one of your opponent's Digimon with 6,000 TP or less to its owner's hand. And same inheritable effect as everything else in this deck, almost. There we go. Now we have Sakuyamon. Alright, it has the when digivolving effect. Unsuspend one of your Digimon. This can include itself. And for each tamer you have in play, you return 1 option card with plug-in in its name from your trash to your hand. Very nice. So if you have a lot of tamers out, you can retrieve back a lot of cards. Your turn. When you use an option card with a cost of 2 or more, one of your opponent's Digimon gets minus 3 KDP for the turn. Again, with all the added up effects, that will do some damage. That is it for Sakuyamon. Now, Sakuyamon has a bunch of different forms now. The first we'll go over is the new one introduced in EX4. This is her dark counterpart, Kuzuhamon. This Digimon's name is always treated as Sakuyamon. When digivolving, you may use an option card with a cost of 5 or less from your hand without paying the cost. Very cool. Your turn, once per turn. When you use an option card with a cost of 2 or more, you may play 1 Taomon or 1 level 4 or lower yellow or blue Digimon card from this Digimon's Digivolution cards without paying the cost. Very nice. That is something that Blue does like to do on occasion. And you can use it to bring out stuff like this Renamon, any of your Searcher Renamons. You can use it to bring out this Yukomon to create a blocker. Very nice. You can use it to bring out this Domon to return a Digimon to the hand. It is very versatile. And it's, again, something that I think the deck really appreciates to have. And it also has a fairly cheap Digivolution cost for a level 6 right now, which is pretty cool. The form that Sakuyamon got in BT10, this is Sakuyamon Maid Mode. This one has a special Digivolution cost. You can Digivolve it for 2 on top of any level 6 Digimon, typically either your Kuzuhamon or your regular Sakuyamon. When Digivolving, you may use one option card with plug-in in its name, or that is yellow and has a cost of 5 or less from your hand without meeting its color requirements or paying its cost. Place the option card used with this effect on top of your security stack face down instead of placing it in your trash afterwards, and then when attacking, this Digimon may Digivolve into a Sakuyamon in your hand for the cost of 1, ignoring the Digivolution requirements. So not only can you turn your Sakuyamons into this, you can also revert it back, technically, into a Sakuyamon or Kuzuhamon. And then you go on with combos from there. A very good card to have for the deck. Now onto the Tamers. We're only running the dedicated Sakuyamon Tamer Rika. Of course, it is a memory setter, so at the start of your turn, if you have 2 memory or less, you set it to 3. And then your turn, when you attack with a Digimon with Renamon, Cubimon, Taomon, or Sakuyamon in its name, you may suspend this Tamer to use 1 option card with plug-in in its name from your hand without paying the memory cost of it. Very nice, and we will get into those plug-in options right now. All of them are varying in colors and varying in effects, and they're all fairly good in different situations. This is the best one. This is Digivolution Plugin S. While you have a Tamer in play, you may use this card without meeting its color requirements. Main, draw 1. Then you may Digivolve one of your Digimon into a Digimon card from your hand for the Digivolution that can Digivolve for a Digivolution cost of 3 or less without paying its Digivolution cost. Say that 5 times fast. So basically you use this to go into any of your level 6s, which is for basically 1 less memory. Unless you also play this with your Rika, essentially making your Digivolution to level 6 absolutely free, and you also get a draw and an extra draw for Digivolving, which is very nice. And then its security effect, you reveal the top 3 cards of your deck, add up to 1 Digimon card among them to your hand, you place the remaining cards at the bottom of your deck in any order. A very nice, very basic searching effect to get you any missing pieces you need. We have Offensive Plugin A. Again, just like the other plugin option cards, this can be used despite its colors if you have a Tamer in play, aka Rika. This has the main effect of one of your Digimon gets security attack plus 1 for the turn. That can help in quite a few situations. And then the security effect, reveal the top 3 cards of your deck, add up to 1 Tamer card among them to your hand, place the remaining cards at the bottom in any order. Again, it can be useful if you don't have your Tamer, but it's not as reliable as the other plugins. The final and probably second best plugin. This is High Speed Plugin D. Its main effect is for the turn, one of your Digimon gains jamming. Very nice. And it also can't be blocked by your opponent's Digimon. This does help mitigate Sakuyamon's somewhat low power for a level 6 by giving it jamming and also making it unblockable. And then it has the security effect of draw 1 card, then add it to your hand. Very nice and very simple. Actually, yeah, all the plugins have that effect too. After it's used in security, you add it to your hand. I forgot to mention that. Meaning these plugin cards are very good, especially in Sakuyamon. We have Digital Translator. This card is always treated as having plug-in in its name, and then while you have a tamer, you can use it regardless of its color. Main. Choose one of your level 6 Digimon, ignoring Digivolution requirements and without paying the cost. It may Digivolve into a level 6 Digimon in your hand with a different name, but it includes the chosen Digimon's name, aka you can swap out your Sakuyamon for a Kuzuhamon, or a maid mode, or your maid mode for a Kuzuhamon or a Sakuyamon, and vice versa. And the security effect of return one Digimon card from your trash to your hand, and then you add this card to your hand. Very cool. And the final card in the deck is Defensive Plug-in C. Main. Until the end of your opponent's turn, one of your Digimon gains blocker and reboot. Very nice, and can't be deleted by your opponent's effects. Again, this is a great defensive option that the deck, in my opinion, needed, and can help raise your defenses as well with stuff like Kuzuhamon and the Yukamon that I mentioned earlier. Then its security effect. Reveal the top 3 cards of your deck. You may play one Digimon with a play cost of 4 or less among them without paying its play cost. Very nice, as that can let you get out any of your various Renamons. That might also be usable in stuff like D-Brigade and Dark Knightmon, which I actually haven't thought about before. I might try that out. And then you add this card to your hand. And that is it for Sakuyamon. I hope you enjoyed this video.